Six Gun Productions. New media, new rules.
This is Geek News Radio, broadcast 64. For Sunday, July 8th, 2018. ShitHub.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Geek News Radio episode 64. I'm Fab in Hamburg.
And I'm Dave in Birmingham.
I just wanted to mix it up. No, to be honest, I've been watching hours of, after work, I've been watching hours of Doc Disrespect doing E3 commentary.
Yeah.
I'm all like, my mustache is growing while I'm watching it. And I'm all like, yeah. It's great. I've got like, he's sponsored by Gillette now.
Wow, okay.
So
that's a pretty big name to be sponsored by, right?
It is, and I think it's simply because he was always singing on stream, Gillette, the best a man can get. And now he sings it all the time. It's been stuck in my head for a week or something.
Oh no, that's terrible.
Advertising works, people, so advertise with Geek News Radio.
Oh no.
No, don't. I'll have to fill in text files. I don't want that. Just join the Patreon. Anyway, we're doing a double ender again, so people won't. Hopefully
you won't get me going.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. We had some, like, of course we had other audio problems then.
Yeah, we did.
So I couldn't, like, I fixed that a bit, but I couldn't keep, it sounded a bit like Darth Vader, but
but this is all because, this is my fault this time. The gain on the Blue Yeti is a pointless dial that you should never turn beyond 0. But in my arrogance, I didn't check it after I moved my microphone around the desk. So I recorded the whole thing with like a 10% gain or something. So I'm sure you could probably hear like loads of other things as well. So.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us. I don't know. I tried to fix it. Then at some point I just couldn't anymore. I gave up, and I'm like, people.
Yeah.
To deal with
because at some point you were like, you said that you can hear Ellie in the background. Like, she wasn't in the house, so. Yeah. What the fuck were you hearing? No, presumably just like people outside, probably.
Either that, or you were like, it might have been you doing stuff on your desk. It just sounded like Ellie, like, you know, moving stuff in the background. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, well, it's what are we doing here? Okay, so we're recording 2 shows back to back. Really, like we're recording one tomorrow if everything goes well, and I'll space them out. So once you listen to this, the other one will come at some point later. I thought we'll just record a show. I said a quick show, which will mean 2 hours, as all of us know.
It's going to be long.
But we had E3 happen. We have some gaming news. So we'll have to catch up on that. Some stuff that also came up while I was on the bike tour. And then we'll do a Warhammer show with Mike, which you will listen to later on. And I'm drinking a Ratsherrn Pilsner from Hamburg.
Ratsherrn. Excellent. And I have a Hop House 13 from Dublin.
Oh, nice.
It's great. It's really nice.
Ratsherr means councilman. I'm distracted, and it is my wife's fault, because before we start recording the show, she told me about this. There's like this German YouTube channel with like this girl lady. She's like an orgasm equality thing, I think she calls it. She plays video games while testing sex toys. You can't see the sex toy. It's like under the table. And in this one, I saw she was playing Tomb Raider in an appropriate outfit as well. But you get like her reactions.
This is like a weird ASMR thing. Like
it's better than whatever. I never got the.
Well, I think it's because ASMR got a bit weird. It was always like a bit sexual.
I never got that. I researched it when you mentioned it, and like I don't get the point at all.
Apparently, ASMR videos have just become filth. At this point, it's just like, no, it's just overtly just.
Then
really
we'll just have good filth. There's the thing there's the thing about this kind of, like, I don't know, a woman having an orgasm, a real one, not like a fake porn one, which is deeply unsettling to me. which is why on porn I have to turn the volume off. Yeah, I'm distracted. So if anything goes wrong during this show, it's that video's fault.
He's not watching it right now.
No, I'm not. I couldn't do the show. What are you doing? Like, I wouldn't be here. I also found a CB radio, which I might leave that on. I have it on channel 9 now, so if there's like truckers in the area, we'll hear later. We'll get traffic reports. I bought this for Operation Soap. Well, I kind of got it over.
What's the regulation on using CB radios in Sweden?
I looked this up. This is actually I got it from like a work colleague, whatever. It's like a I actually had one at some point, but I lost it, so I don't know. Anyway, it's like multi-country, so you can just set it to whatever.
Set it like the Swedish band you're allowed to use.
So I want to get the guys like Mike I want to talk him into getting one as well, so we can like stay in contact when I'm riding
coordinate. Yeah.
So
sounds good.
Anyway, and so I'll just leave it on. Let's see if the truckers are active in the area.
Solid. We're getting the train because we're not crazy.
You're taking a train to central Sweden, and you're saying that's not crazy. Have you done it before?
There's apparently a decent train route.
We'll talk afterwards.
And it only takes about 2 hours. So based on my previous podcasting experience around train rides.
Yeah, remember Dave's murder train?
The murder death train, yeah. It's going to go great.
What was that again? That was like you were stuck in... We were doing Angels of Death, right?
Yeah, I got stuck in a tunnel somewhere in like the darkest Bavaria, and had to get a replacement bus service to some random place. And then I asked you, like, what's this town like? And you were like, just don't go outside. God, what even was it?
Oh, this was a Linux Outlaws episode we named Dave's Murder Train. That was Linux Outlaw 359.
Wow, yeah. So maybe it'll go really well. Maybe it'll be terrible when I get a Swedish train.
I think this is also because you went through Hanover, right? And didn't...
Yes, because I went through Hanover at like 3 a.m.
And I was like, why didn't you tell me? Like, we could have hooked up.
Yeah, because I was like, it's like 3 a.m. and we just... I don't even know why we stopped, to be honest. It was a sleeper train.
Everything stops in Hanover. I think that's a train rule in Germany.
It was a bad train. Yeah, but something that is good.
The thing is, I'm completely distracted. I was thinking, like, if I got this new CB radio, right? And for a second there, I thought it was the old one, and now I don't remember if I still have the old one in the box. Maybe I have two. Well, who cares? Anyway, other things. What you were going to talk about?
I was going to say, just jump straight in. A good thing is that the Expanse is saved.
Oh yes, the video they posted is great.
Yeah, it's really good. So if you haven't heard, which surprisingly, quite a lot of people hadn't really, is that Amazon have bought the Expanse sort of TV rights. So the Expanse will continue with probably better episodes than previously.
Yeah, so it's like so I don't know. They were at a space conference. The cast, like, this must have been set up because, like, apparently Jeff Bezos has a space conference. And the cast was there, and then he was on stage, and then they were in the audience, and he said, well, I bought the fucking show, and everybody got up, and just, like, the whole cast got up. And
yeah, everyone's cheering. It's really wholesome. It's great.
They set that up for PR, didn't they? Not that I mind. I mean...
No, I'm totally cool with that as well.
Fair.
Another cool thing that they have done, I think it's jumping around a bit, but they've got Babylon 5.
Yes. Well. Oh, yes.
They bought the TV rights to Babylon 5.
So that should be on Amazon Video soon.
Yes. I saw some people querying like what version of it they're going to have, because apparently some like the DVD release or something had like a bad transfer or something. Great. People were moaning.
We'll have some feedback on that later on. We're going to talk about Babylon 5 video quality.
I briefly got excited that they'd be doing a remaster, but then I remembered I read an article about how they lost basically all of the
we have that in
footage
in the feedback as well.
Yeah, so there's that.
Well, it doesn't have to be like I read about I don't know. I don't know what the case is with Babylon 5, but it would have been the same era. So on Deep Space, you know that how they did the TNG remaster, and I saw an interview why they're not doing this on Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, because they also lost.
No, they haven't lost it. So the way they filmed Next Generation in that era, what they did is they
filmed it with film.
They filmed
right?
it and film, and then they cut it like a movie. So they actually cut it.
Yes.
So they still have like master reels.
Yes, but they don't have that in Deep Space Nine.
That they can scan again. Now in Deep Space Nine, they recorded this on like cassettes, like on basically tape, and then they cut it to like. So they cut it from tape to tape. So you have it. So you have raw film footage, right? That is still on film, right? And you transfer that to tape, and then you cut it on tape because that's easier. So what they have is they have the raw filmed footage, which for TNG they had like that cut. So they just need to rescan that. They have the raw film footage, and they have cut tapes, like shitty, like basically they were like VHS tapes, just bigger. They used back then, I don't know. So they have a cut version that's shit, and they have all the raw material. So if they want to do a remake, they have to watch the old material and then take the raw material and redo all the cuts. Yeah, which will cost millions. So they're not going to do that.
No.
Anyway, we're going to talk about Babylon 5 later. What I just wanted to say about The Expanse is that I'm really happy with this. I think it's a better home than Netflix for reasons that we talked about in the last show.
Yes, yeah. Hopefully we'll be able to watch it when it comes out.
So how was Foss Talk Live?
It was really, really good.
And Nicholas, we're playing PUBG, right? When you were like on stage or whatever. Mm-hmm. And we're like, we should do like a Twitch live stream where we commentate on whatever you guys say, and then we figure out there's no live stream of Foss Talk Live. What the fuck's going on, Dave? It's called Foss Talk Live.
Yes, live for everyone who's in the audience.
Foss Talk Live to tape.
It was really, really fun. So all the shows were great. Linux Voice did their first podcast in 9 months.
Does that outfit still exist? Aren't they part of...
No, that's why they haven't done a podcast previously.
Okay. What brand did they do it on? Under still Linux format?
Under Linux Voice.
Okay.
I don't think their episodes are going to get released.
Right.
Because I don't really know how the rights...
So it was a bootleg.
Yeah, there might be a bootleg copy somewhere maybe. And then our sort of drunken mashup show was pretty good. So we did... lots of different kind of like FOSS open source questions, and we each argued our corner. So
and your corner was Microsoft great.
Yeah, basically. So it was like, what's the best text editor? So I obviously argued for VS Code. I initially put my name down to argue for Visual Studio, but I thought that is maybe taking the trolling too hard. But what was amazing, one of the best things, everything was great, but probably my favourite moment was when we were arguing for what is the best Linux distribution, and I got the
one from Microsoft.
The FOSS audience to vote the Windows subsystem for Linux as the second best distro.
Wow, that's good. Yeah.
And Martin Wimpress thought my argument was very compelling, and it was a stroke of genius. Because
wow,
I basically answered. I opened the video, and maybe some audio is going to be released at some point. But I basically opened it with I didn't want to answer the question, so I picked an option that allowed me to have whatever distro I want, but also. Here are my real arguments. But yeah, it was a really fun evening.
You can put that on the box, like, that salt of the earth quote.
Yeah, salt of the earth human being. Yeah, it was really, really fun. I drank many beers. I got back to the hotel at like 2:20 in the morning. And I was very hungover the day afterwards. So,
but you still went to an esports thing?
I did. I went to not really my first esports event, but like the first proper... the whole purpose of it is for esports. I went to the Rocket League World Championship with a guy from Autodesk, and It was really, really good. So it was a 3-day event, and I was there just for most of the Sunday, so the finals, and it was actually fantastic. I kind of expected the atmosphere to be terrible.
Why?
I don't know, just because like esports, I don't know. I just expected it to be just like full of really quiet nerds who weren't really getting into it. But everyone was super into it. There was an entire block. So it was in London. It was in the Olympic Park in the Copper Box Arena, which I think is where the boxing and the fencing happened in the 2012 Olympics. And there was an entire block of the seating that some people had organised all to go and sit together. So like everyone in this block knew each other, which was crazy because they all were like absolutely hyper. It was ridiculous. And it was amazing. Like these people are incredible at Rocket League. Just like they never like they always have boost and they basically can fly. Gravity doesn't really mean anything because they're so good at hitting balls in the air that like it doesn't matter if they're on the ground because like in a moment's notice they can like make a ridiculous save from across the map. It was incredible. So I was there from kickoff until I watched basically the semi-final, the last semi-final, and then I had to run off to get a train to come home. So I missed the final, but then I watched it the next day, and it was like it's the best kind of Rocket League I've ever seen. Something I'd never really appreciated before in scrub tier Rocket League is that when the clock oh my god,
You need more beer, mate.
when the clock counts down to 0, the game isn't over until the ball hits the ground.
What?
So if the ball's in the air, the game isn't over until it comes down, right? So that gives you if you've made a shot.
Can you keep it in the air?
Yeah, so they kept it in the air for ages. So it's a double elimination tournament, which meant that you had to lose twice to be ejected. The finals consisted of NRG Gaming.
Yep.
Is it NRG? Yeah,
NRG,
and Dignitas. NRG didn't lose a game, and they were in the winners bracket to start off with. So they're like highly seeded basically. So they just won all their games. They played like 4 games, and then they were in the finals. And then Team Dignitas started in the upper bracket, lost a game early on, and then fought their way back up from the losers bracket. So that meant in the final, it was a best of 7, and if Team Dignitas wanted to win, they had to beat them in 2 matches of best of 7 because the other team hadn't lost anything yet, but they'd already lost one. So if they lost the first one, it was over. So yeah,
that's fucking complicated.
Yeah, it's a bit bullshit, but like it meant it was so tense.
Best of 7, that would just be like playoff hockey. I understand that, but
so it's like you have 7 games of Rocket League, and then you have to win 4 out of 7 to win the match. But because NRG hadn't lost a match yet, they had to Dignitas had to beat them twice in 2 matches. So that meant that the final, it looked like Dignitas were gonna just win the first match, like in the 4th game. They'd win their 4th point, and it'll be fine. Except that's when this ridiculously long last second of the game happened, when NRG just sort of like saved a goal, kept it in the air for like what felt like 20 seconds or something. It wasn't that long, but it felt like ages. And then they scored an equaliser, which then forced it to go into overtime, which was bonkers.
Wow.
Which then Dignitas won on that, so it forced them to go into the second match, which was equally tense. The VODs are on YouTube if you just search for like Rocket League World Championship 2018 Grand Final. You'll find it, and it takes a while because it turns out Rocket League takes a long time to play when you play like 14 games of it. But it's really, really worth watching. You're gonna have to put up with some terrible commentary. esports commentary
Very
is
American or
it's
fast.
Throughout the day, it was like very American. Like you could tell they were coming from the kind of like American football kind of thing where they're trying to like eke out
This is
as
just like soccer, except with flying cars.
Yeah, they were clearly talking very technical things, but they were trying to like always talking like
I keep
everything
all
was
the air, and then
huge.
he moves it there, and then he's kind of
Yeah, it was kind of quite annoying. And also, it's one of the weird things where I'm like, it's a sport that I know things about, right? So a lot of their chat was absolute shit. like they'd be making sweeping statements about like teams' performances throughout the day, and I was like, that's not right. That's just wrong. They were saying like, oh, you know, some bold statements about like, you know, it's going to be difficult to come back from this, and then like immediately the team scores. And
You
they
mean
come
like
back from it, and,
actual football commentary?
except that in Rocket League, A, the games are so quickly that any statement you make can quickly be like just disproven by the game, and B, I kind of knew what they're talking about. In football, I'm like, yeah, that's plausible. I don't really know what football. I don't really know how like football is played.
What?
Tactically,
You
whereas-
know how Rocket League works, but not how football.
No, but like I know the rules of football. I could explain the offside rule, but like tactically, I don't understand like passing games and all that bollocks. I don't really get that. So if the commentator is talking shit, I can't tell. Also in football, because it's a lot longer. There are longer stretches of silence. In Rocket League, there are no stretches of silence. They talk non-stop for the entire game, and it was quite annoying. Not gonna lie. So yeah, that was my review of Rocket League World Championship 2018. It was incredible. People should go to it if they're near it next year. I mean, maybe skip. I wouldn't want 3 days of it. Is the thing. Maybe just go for the final day because it was like the best teams playing really well, and even then, like most of the games were just won in straight sets, basically. So that ended up like making the day go a bit quicker, but still not quick enough for me to stick around. So it's good.
Yeah.
It was really, really good.
Well,
I want to play Rocket League again because I watched enough of it now to be like, man, I want to try some of those things.
Just keep the ball in the air forever. Just piss the other team off. Yeah, I saw Kiefer Sutherland.
You did again. I know every time you say he does music, I'm always baffled.
I can confirm he does music and does it very well. Very nice gig. Was about 40 degrees, very hot. So I sweated my shirt completely through, but it was cool. I wore a cowboy hat. I was close enough that I think one of the guys appreciated it. One of the guitarists who wore a very, very stereotypical cowboy hat. Kiefer wore a cowboy hat when he came in. That was good. He's got a really good band. Like he's got what you need. Like 2 guitarists, a bass player, and a drummer. And he plays guitars. And I like any band whose answer to the question, what's better than one Telecaster, is 2 Telecasters. So that was good. Yeah, he could definitely perform the stuff he does on the album. He apparently has a second album coming out. He was playing a lot of material from that. That was good, and just good. Like just some really good guitarists, and the drummer, she was great as well. So he's got like this. He's got an almost stereotypical band. He's got like one guitarist is like a long-haired bearded guy.
Yeah.
The other guy is like a very Southern American kind of guy in like a big gallon cowboy hat. Mm-hmm. And then the bass player is like any bass player, tall, stoic with his bass all the time. And then the drummer is like a pretty young chick with short hair and tattooed, and she looked like she come from a prog rock band or something. Rad. She was completely like spazzing out. It's great. He he was telling some funny stories about his dad and shit like that.
Well, that's lovely.
Yeah, I can definitely recommend Kiefer Sutherland as a musician. He is really good. I mean, he's got one of these things. So I as you know, I'm a Springsteen fan, right? Mm-hmm. So I have this problem with most lead singers that they just don't have stage presence. Like compared to Springsteen, that's a pretty high order. That man is like personified stage presence. He's probably the best at that. And then, I mean, this is, we talked about this, why I like Sabaton, because Joachim has amazing stage presence. And Sutherland does too. I guess it's because he's an actor. That might come in handy, It's like these people that walk on a stage and you just get pulled in. It's like that, that zoom effect they use on movies when like the camera zooms to, when it's like your vision cone narrows, you know what I mean?
Oh right, yeah.
When you get that,
there's a word for it, but I don't know it.
Yeah, that thing. When you get that when somebody walks on the stage, it's good at that. Yeah.
I went to back when I went to the G3 gig thing with the guitarist Mans. I have been on a liquid tension experiment binge.
What?
Liquid Tension Experiment.
Is that a band?
They are a band. They're basically.
That sounds like one of these rings, like Runtime GG.
Yeah, no, it is essentially Dream Theater, except it doesn't have James LeBrie, so there are no vocals.
God, the album cover.
It's like the most 1999 band. They did 2 albums in like the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
They are really, really, really good prog metal, and they're better because they don't have any singing like Dream Theater, which is always my issue with Dream Theater, is that like the guitars and everything else is fantastic, but then you remember that actually like this is like a prog metal opera, and there's a story to it, and it's bollocks. And yeah, it's liquid tension experiment. They're really good.
Wow, it's everything when you Google that and do an image search, this is all very 90s.
Oh, let's do it. I've not done that.
Every picture that comes up is completely 90s. It's like that album cover. Looks like
my god, it totally is.
Looks like an energy drink from the 90s, and
it is, yeah. It's basically because I've kind of just like I want more John Petrucci, the guitarist, because he's done one solo album and it's like in my top 5, if not top 10 albums ever, and that's all he's done since 2008, other than being in Dream Theater. And he's been in Liquid Tension Experiment before this, because basically he plays this song called Cloud 10, and it's also called the Happy Song. Like he introduces it as the Happy Song, but people on the internet say it's called Cloud 10. And the only copies I can find of it on the internet are YouTube videos of people recording it. So it's not like the tippy-toppy best audio quality, but it's so good, I want to listen to it again and again and again and again. I want it on Spotify, and I want to make like a playlist of it, just to put on repeat. I'm going to put that in the show notes because it's so good.
When you just said that, I remembered like Sutherland has one song that's a love song on like the current album. And he's like, when I recorded it in the studio, everybody asked me, everybody around asked me, like, what's that girl? I want to know who that woman is you wrote that song about. And he didn't say. And then they all left because they got bored or whatever. And then he says, then my daughter, when they were all gone, my daughter turns to me and she smiles and I say, what is it? What's up? And she's like, I know what that song's about. And she's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, you do. And she's like, yeah, it's about that stupid bar around the corner, isn't it? He's like, yep, I wrote my first love song to a bar. he was dropping mentions that like lots of the songs are about alcohol, and I could completely relate to this.
That's great.
There's so I don't know if I can tell this, but I will. If he gets pissed at us, that's just what it is. So I was playing PUBG with Nicholas, right? We had like this little forced up outing, just playing PUBG, and I think his girlfriend brought him wine. Oh. And I was like, shit. I was trying for a day to stay off alcohol. It's like, no, I can't. Like, he's drinking like white wine. And I hear her come in and bring him the wine. And I said, well, that sounds good. She heard, I said, whatever. She says, like, and not that they think you're alcoholic. And Nicholas and me both laughed. Yeah, no, not me.
Oh, that's great.
I'm a bit more alcoholic.
Speaking of Nicholas, he's part of The Six Gun. No wait, what the fuck? What the fuck's the name of our Strava club? Jesus Christ!
You have a Strava club?
Yeah. So as part of my commuting into work,
Is
on the
it like
bicycle-
6 guns? Is it like a play on like muscles?
It's no, it's a play. It's a play on running, and I've just briefly forgotten the name of it because I'm really fucking stupid.
Is it-
Vamp for me.
Don't you have like? Is it in the Discord? It must be somewhere.
The problem with Strava is that the website's terrible. No, it's called the Six Gun Run Slingers,
Ah, nice.
and I was like, I don't even care that I don't run, but that's such a good name that we're calling that. So if you go to strava.com/club/sixgun, you can join our club, and we can have leaderboards about who has travelled the furthest, longest, hardest, fastest, all that jazz. It's great. We've got 7 members so far. It's really good.
I'm just getting distracted in the Discord by water shortage causes race chaos. Sheffield's half marathon is surrounded by confusion after organizers cancel the race, citing insufficient water supply for runners.
Yes, that was Jack's kind of claim to fame, I guess. I call him a rebel runner because basically they did there was the half marathon in 2014 where it was like a really hot day. And they didn't have enough water, but also the PA system they had was really quiet. So by the time everyone sort of lined up, they'd realised, shit, we don't have enough water, we have to cancel it just because people might die. But the PA system was so bad, only like the first 2 rows of runners heard anything. So they didn't go anywhere, and then literally everyone else ran. And it was quite adorable, kind of like people coming together, so it was like a groundswell of Twitter users organising to make water stations around the route so that people did have water in the end, but it was kind of cool. So he's a rebel runner.
Because he just ran.
Because he just ran instead of... He ignored the rules. He flaunted the law.
It's a run slinger.
He's a run slinger.
He's on the run. Run slingers on the run. Well, yes, you've been cycling around, haven't you?
I have.
On your
It's been good.
I'm using air quotes here, bike.
It's been really quite good. I've had some near misses with like kids deciding they want to like be in front of the bike, and I'm like, because the thing is, it's a really big bike. It's got a sticker that says XXL on it. Like, it's large, so that means that the handlebars are at like child punching height for their heads. So on the way home today, I almost punched a kid in the head with my bike because he just stepped out. I was like, for fuck's sake, Alan.
You're just a rowdy. You're just like
I should start a bicycle gang.
Road rage. Yeah, it's get cuts. Get cuts.
No, we wear leather jackets and then immediately regret it because it's really fucking hot.
No, just get like one of those, those colorful emergency vests. They must make them in black, just not leather.
Oh no, just have them in that, and then just like put
patches on. Yes.
Yeah. That sounds great.
Put like a color on the back.
I'm so up for that.
Yeah, I did some proper bike riding, which
you did like a massive tour.
Yeah, for 4,000 kilometers, all in all. About I had to go to Duisburg and then we went down to Bavaria. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really nice. Did a lot of like passes in the Alps. So the first one we did is like the hardest. That was weird planning on behalf of Dad's part, but that's just how it turned out.
What's it called and what?
The Stelvio. There's a very famous pass. It's so famous that Moto Guzzi actually has a bike called the Moto Guzzi Stelvio.
What makes it difficult?
It's just very, very bendy. Like Google Stelvio pass, and you will find pictures of it, like aerial pictures.
Oh my god, the Google reality disruption field is in effect because it's like Stelvio Pass Strava. Boom.
Yes, there's also push bike riders go up and down that. Yes. So
the route on Strava says that it is a 40-kilometer route, and there is 2.5 kilometers of ascent. Yeah, just look at the images. Just to fucking insane. Just do a Google image search. It's very famous. And yet now imagine going up that, right?
and
Holy shit.
and the road's wet because it has rained.
Oh no.
And there's halfway up that thing is basically where the cloud level is. So you're riding in a thing with like 100% humidity, and I couldn't see my dad's dad in front, basically. And that's the first pass you're doing after 2 years in northern Germany, where we don't have mountains and we don't have corners. And I just been going straight on the bike. So that was interesting. What was nice is we got some really nice pictures because there's the thing called Photo Stelvio, and they had a photographer there. So they took some photos of Dad and me going up. That's where the 4 professional photos. I just bought 4 of them.
How did that work? Like, did you go onto a website?
Yes,
and look it
so
up?
they're just a guy with a camera and has a banner in the back, Photo Stelvio. So afterwards, I went to it, and you can go there,
cool.
and you can
That's nice.
you can find your pictures and can buy them if you want. It's kind of like in an amusement park kind of thing, you know.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the Strava stats, Fab, because that's what I do with my life now. Someone in Riccardo Romani in July 2017 did the ascent of the Stelvio Pass in 53 minutes on his bicycle, averaging 20 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, I probably did it in half that, but
But,
fair play for him.
That's fucking loot. Who is this man?
Well, these people are
insane.
fucking crazy. So basically, we did a lot of nice alpine passes and really nice roads. With the Nockalm Road and Großglockner, which is
Knockheim Road. What?
Nockalm, it's called.
Oh,
anyway,
okay.
we rode some really nice roads, right? But Dad and me were basically the slowest motorbike riders up there. We only overtook one guy, I think, the whole time. We had all these crazy fucking insane motherfuckers on BMW GS. Everybody rides a fucking GS. They're fucking ugly bikes. Horrible. They're going way too fast. They're going around corners that they can't see. Like, we're going up a road and like that's in front, and it's like we go around the corner and like there's this guy in his road, right? In our part of the road. And with the bike you can go past, but if that's a car coming up, you're dead. Like, and there's sports cars going up there. It's just like crazy motherfuckers. There's crazy motherfuckers in cars. There's fucking push bike riders, right? I'm going down like one of these passes with like 60 kilometers, and there's like a guy right behind me who's trying to catch my wind shadow. Yeah. And I'm like, if I just tap on my brake for whatsoever reason, you're like sitting on the back of my bike, you crazy fucker. And like with bicycles, like they don't have the brakes. I mean, some of the modern bikes, they've got like I don't know, the what they're called, the brakes.
Or the rim braking.
Yeah, rim braking, like on the motorbike as well. But like you don't have the tire width. Like I have problems on my motorbike because I have like, it's a retro bike, so it has relatively small tires, like thin tires compared to a modern one. And I have the problem, like if I do a lot of braking, I'll just slip, right?
Yeah.
And
so what these cyclists are doing, Fab, is they're obeying Rule 85 of the Velominati, which is descend like a pro. All descent shall be undertaken at speeds commonly regarded as ludicrous or insane by those less talented. In addition, all corners will be traversed in an outside-inside-outside trajectory with the outer leg extended and the inner leg canted appropriately, but not too far to replicate a motorcycle rider, for you are not one. To assist balance and the creation of appealing aesthetic. Brakes are generally not to be employed, but if absolutely necessary, only just prior to the corner. Also see Rule 64, which is cornering confidence increases with time and experience.
Well, you can do that, but just don't like if you die, fair play, right?
Yeah.
The thing I don't get is like all these people saying like, whenever I tell people, like there's these people, right? So I'm like, I don't have a car. What do you do? Like I ride around the motorbike. They're like, oh, it's so dangerous. So many people die. Fucking bicycle riders die. At least I'm wearing a actual helmet, and like I'm wearing like fucking Kevlar basically. These people, they're wearing like those thin rubber pants. Like,
yeah, I mean, people who drive cars die. Also, people who drive self-driving cars have their cars kill them.
Well, yes, but there's like
that's a common new thing.
But there's like, what I mean is like, right? I mean, okay, lots of motorbike riders kill themselves because they're fucking idiots. And they go way too fast and they do stupid shit and stuff like that. But like, at least I'm wearing like protection. Like, you know, if on a bicycle, most people are not wearing nothing. It's like, my God, don't tell me I'm endangering my life.
I don't think it's like people who cycle telling you that. I think it's people who drive cars. I now hate people who drive cars, Fab, but I'm one of those people. We should ban cars from the road.
I don't generally
just two wheel vehicles now.
I don't do that actually. I hate people who drive like idiots. Like people on a motorbike who have the problem that they just tailgate you. So I had like this guy, Katie was in the back, we're going into town, right? And this guy is like tailgating me like it was like in the city, right? I wasn't going really far. I was going pretty slow because I had Katie in the back and whatever, and I didn't want to like scare or whatever. And then this guy is just like rolls down his window and yells at me why I'm going so slow. And I'm like, you fucking idiot. If you like hit me, I'll land on the road and you'll probably drive over me and kill me. And then you could see like he was like a man, so he couldn't like back down, right? But you could see in his eyes, he tried to insult me then, but it was like, he couldn't really do it. And you could see in his eyes that he was thinking about it. And most, like, loads of these people don't think about it. I just want the following, right? I just want the following rule in the German regulations, road regulations, right? If I have, like, a big spanner, let's say, in my vest, right? And I'm riding my motorbike, and I'm just tossing that over my shoulder. Not like throwing it, just like lightly tossing it over my shoulder. I should be allowed to do that at any time. If that goes flying through the front mirror of a car and hits the driver in the head, then he was obviously too close to me, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with you, Fab. I would like this
I think
rule
we
as well.
we should just weaponize. We should just allow weapons on the road, you know.
Yeah, why not? Fuck it, it'll be fine.
Yeah, you can mount like a submachine gun on your bike. It's probably big enough.
I think the problem is that cars can probably mount more weapons. That's the thing. They're big.
Yeah, but they're you know, they don't have the momentum, you know. They're not as agile.
Yeah,
it's like in video games.
It could be like in the book Snow Crash. There is like a motorbike with a sidecar, and in the sidecar there's like a nuclear warhead.
That sounds amazing. That sounds like right out of Fallout. Speaking of Fallout, we are 40 minutes into the show and we haven't talked about games, so that 1 hour show idea is obviously ludicrous.
Fucked it.
First off, let's start with the bad news. Well, for you, apparently Netrunner's dead.
Yeah, Netrunner's dead. Fantasy Flight Games released an article, statement, whatever you want to call it, last week. Basically saying that this next expansion is the last one because Wizards of the Coast. Andrew Garfield, the creator of Magic the Gathering, also created Netrunner back in the 90s.
He's now at Valve and does the Dota gaming.
But he did it when he was at Wizards of the Coast because he was trying to overcome some of the design decisions he thought he'd messed up in Magic the Gathering. So Wizards of the Coast owned the IP for Netrunner. Fantasy Flight Games licensed Netrunner, the game, from Wizards of the Coast and attached their Android universe to it.
Which Android Netrunner, which is stupid.
Android Netrunner, which is why everyone calls it Netrunner. Basically, the deal for the Netrunner license is coming to an end, so the game's going to stop.
So what's Wizard going to do? Are they going to make their own game?
I don't know. Everyone's sort of been quite nice. I think there's sort of no one's been overtly saying, for fuck's sake, Wizards, you bastards. But that's, I think, what everyone's thinking, because it's really fucking shitty. I think, personally. It's really annoying that it can't continue. Yeah, it's just really sad because, you know, it's a good game and I made lots of friends playing it, and now it's stopping and they're going to stop doing all the official tournaments. So every year at Worlds, which is their big event, they did Netrunner tournaments, and they supported local game stores running tournaments with like prize support and things like that. Obviously, they can't have anything to do with the IP anymore, so that's all stopping, which is basically a death knell. A death knell? So, yeah. It's fucked basically, because games that do not get expansions
game's dead.
Generally don't continue unless it's like unless it's Settlers of Catan or it's Hive or it's like exceptions to the rule.
Well, but that's not like a collectible card. Not that Netrunner is a collectible card game per se, but you know what I mean.
But yeah, because there was a very similar game called Ashes, it was like a sort of living card game kind of thing, and it was really good. People really liked it, but it didn't really get much support in terms of like expansions didn't come out that frequently, and then they stopped, and then everyone who I knew that was playing it stopped playing, as far as I can tell. So I think that's probably what will happen to Netrunner, which is a real shame.
Maybe they just saw it cutting into their Magic sales, and they just pulled the plug.
I think that Netrunner is because Netrunner is kind of small at this point. It's like pretty small. It's probably the smallest it's been ever, really. So I don't think it was really ever big enough for them to see any noticeable difference, especially as like during the Netrunner kind of, the glory days of Netrunner, like Magic just exploded. Like people playing it on YouTube with like millions of views. Like, I think they'd find it very if there was a trend there to notice, I think it'd be very difficult to extract that from just the like massive increase in sort of Magic popularity.
I didn't know Magic's popularity increased.
It's like it's certainly got more mainstream. Like I've seen board game cafes that are like pretty mainstream as it is, like start to run Magic things since I started playing Netrunner. Like lots of Waterstones, the sort of big high street book retailer in the UK. Quite a lot of those have started hosting Friday Night Magic, so it's got quite.
Dave, you're such a hipster. You just literally said board game cafes are mainstream.
No, like it's
comparably. I know what you mean. I'm just winding.
In terms of board games, like that's like you go there and there are like normal people there, which is kind of the thing with Netrunner.
In air quotes. They're not like, actual normal people.
Yeah,
they play board games for fuck's sake.
They're really cool. That's the thing I always like with Netrunner is that like there were quite a lot of normal people who were like well-rounded individuals who had families and like did things that weren't just play Magic the Gathering, which is a thing I quite liked because you could play games and have a chat about things that weren't games. It was great. Netrunner is dead, long live that, which is kind of annoying because like, well, not annoying, but I did that trolly blog post a couple of months ago where I said Netrunner is dead.
Well, you were right.
I was clearly right. Yeah. Something else that's dead, Fab, is GitHub, right?
I don't know. I'm still using it. I find it amazing. It's amazing, mind blowing.
I feel like this is kind of. This is just another thing that makes me more convinced that Microsoft are going to buy Canonical.
So, which would be great because that is my prediction for CT Uplink for this year.
Yeah.
So get on it. But I find it mind blowing that, like, of course we've talked about GitHub on the show, but like I talk about subscribe, like buying like paying for GitHub for the first time in my life on the show, right? Mm-hmm. And a few weeks later, Microsoft fucking buys GitHub.
Yeah.
And I have two problems with this. I have two problems. One of it, first of all, is I have no problem of giving GitHub the startups like $7 a month, right? So they can keep the lights on. I don't really want to give Microsoft that money. They already have enough money. They don't need that money. They don't need my money. They already have enough of my money. Fuck you, Microsoft. Second, look at the stuff that Microsoft has bought, right? Minecraft, right? What like the thing that happens is they buy this. The guys who founded the company or did all the innovation get lots of money. They go away. Nothing interesting happens. Like as far as I can tell, nothing interesting has happened to Minecraft.
Which I
since
think for GitHub is a good thing, because basically, so long as it continues to be GitHub,
That is
that's
Microsoft's modus operandi one. The other thing is Skype. Microsoft has bought Skype. Skype's fucked. They completely destroyed Skype.
But this is new open source Microsoft, and there's just kind of like.
There is no fucking open source Microsoft.
No, so there is.
For fuck's sake.
There is. Microsoft was the biggest user of GitHub in terms of number of commits.
Yeah, just because they couldn't use their own system, Codeplex, because it was so horrible.
There we go. So that's what I think. So I think that they have bought GitHub because they recognize that Team Foundation Server and all of their version control systems are bollocks. Visual Studio, VS Code, all that stuff has had very specific Git and GitHub integration for quite a few years now. Like, it makes total sense that they're like, we want to, they're going through this whole, like, developers thing again, where they're, like, making tools for developers, and having a version control system that they have control over seems like a very sensible thing for them to do.
Well, the platform, they don't have control over Git, obviously.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could fork it, right? If you were Microsoft, you could, but you wouldn't, because it's really good. I think they quite like it because they don't have to. They won't have to maintain Git the thing. They just have to maintain GitHub.
I really don't care why Microsoft bought it. To be honest, I don't like. I really don't like. My problem is Microsoft is a big company and will turn things into shit. They will. Also, Microsoft doesn't have a handle on anything that isn't Windows. With the okay, it's tall theories here, but with the exception of Office, which they've turned into shit, since that whole Office 365 thing. It's like, what the fuck are you even doing?
I think I've not honestly noticed a difference.
It's because you probably use like the desktop Office like everybody else. Do you use Office 365?
Yeah.
Really?
Like at work, yeah, it's fine. Like the desktop one, like the part of the subscription. I don't.
Yeah,
use
but that's like
one.
The desktop Office, like
I wouldn't use.
But
the
what
browser
are they doing? Like, why do you need the web for that? That's like fucking, okay, rant time. I don't get these companies. They're fucking idiots. They just think, oh yeah, the web's the new thing. Let's put everything on it. Like Adobe. What the fuck are they doing with Photoshop? Why is that a web app now? I know there's still the classic one, which everybody uses. Why the hell do they put that on the web? It works on the desktop. Why put it on? Why?
Because browsers are essentially the operating system now.
No, they're not. They're fucking not. Does Fallout 4 run in a browser? No.
That's the point, though.
Does your fucking Visual Studio run in a browser? No.
But that's the point, is that to hedge against the idea that in the future other things might be popular, or that people on Macs or people on Linux or whatever want to use your software, you just run it in the browser. And because it's in the browser, and everyone uses Chrome, so it's basically the same.
I get that point completely, but browsers are bloated and they're shit. And now answer me this question. If you're Adobe and you have Photoshop, and you want to hedge against the fact that in the future everything runs in a browser, why the fuck don't you just create Photoshop Web and have a second fucking Photoshop? What they are doing is they're replacing the Photoshop that works with a web version that doesn't.
Because maintaining two things is a pain in the ass.
They're fucking Adobe. They can maintain two things. They just bought fucking
because someone who doesn't write software went along and said, "Oh, maintaining two things is more expensive than maintaining one thing, so we'll maintain one thing eventually." I think that's literally the maths they did. They were like, "We'll move people to browsers. There'll be subscriptions."
If they did that, they're fucking stupid, because you can't just go, hey, we've got good software, and now we want to hedge against the future, so we write some shit software. Also, maintaining both is stupid, so we can the good software.
Not because, from a business perspective, if all your computation happens in the cloud in your servers, it's very easy to sort of ensure piracy doesn't happen. No one can crack a copy of cloud-based Photoshop when all the computation happens in the cloud.
Nobody's fucking using it because it's shit.
Well, that's the thing. Like it's if they have their way, which I do not want. I do not like the cloud version. I've used Cloud Lightroom. It's a bit naff.
It's shit.
Yeah, it's shit. But I'm just saying that they will work on it until it's not shit.
Well, you just can't say that. It's not like, hey, we can do everything that we do on the desktop in the browser. People have been saying that for 10 years. It's just not true. The browser's fucking inefficient because fucking HTML and JavaScript isn't as good as C.
I'm not gonna say it's gonna succeed or it's gonna be good, but it's gonna be.
And don't give me that shit fucking we can't maintain this because it's too much money or work argument. Adobe just bought fucking Magento, right? That whatever platform, right?
What?
The e-commerce platform?
Yeah, roll it into Photoshop or something.
No, the thing is, that thing is basically what it is. It's like, it's a fucking collection of security vulnerabilities, that thing. That's the big, they spent like $1 billion on a big bunch of security vulnerabilities that they'll have to fix for the next 50 years. It's like fucking Cold Fusion all over again. These people are just idiots. They're idiots. They don't get it. This is wrong.
But they're really rich idiots, so capitalism says that they've won, right?
Of course they're rich idiots, because their dads all were rich. That's like saying Trump has won because he's rich.
Yeah, I guess by some rules he probably has. He's the president of the United States and he's loaded. Like,
yeah.
If I was that, I'd say I'd won.
See, this is the problem, Dave. You're part of the problem.
Yeah.
This is not how it works. I can say objectively looking at the world, I am poor. I'm sitting here in my house. I've got nothing but this microphone and a recording setup, and I'm telling you how it works. I'm saying this is going to be bad. Microsoft buying GitHub is going to be bad. It's not going to be bad in the next 5 years, but it's going to be bad. It's not good. I don't like it. And I'm not going to move to fucking GitLab. You know, hey, we lost all our backups, but don't blame us, we're a startup company.
I was thinking a bit bucket in when this lies. But my second thing is because Microsoft developers use GitHub as a platform for lots of things they do. I think there's going to be hopefully maybe some sort of steering from them in terms of like, don't fuck with it because the company runs on it. Sort of dog fooding, and the third thing of two, they put Nat Friedman, the GNOME guy, so someone who vaguely knows open source, is going to be CEO of it.
Is he? Oh, yeah. Well, at least what's Miguel doing then? He's best buddies with Miguel, isn't he?
Yeah. So that's
he's rich now. Good for him.
But I mean, that's the thing is, right? Like, free software, people shouldn't really get worked up about it because it was closed source anyway. So
yeah, they don't care. I'm not on that side of the argument. Who gives a fuck about that?
It's been an interesting kind of divide in terms of sort of people's kind of job and their opinion. In that people who are kind of like use Git kind of as a hobbyist kind of thing. So like people who make things, like FOSS people who don't develop things or aren't like professional developers, have a more kind of like, oh, this is terrible, versus like developers being like, yeah, it'll be fine, right? Because like I feel
that's only the difference, because the first people are speaking as private people and they can say what they think. Second people, they're like, they're professional developers. They're used to shit. They're working in a company where they have managers that tell them stuff that doesn't make sense any day of the week.
And presumably, like, most developers have probably lived through moving things between version control systems, let alone hosting platforms. I know I have. So it's like, moving away from GitHub would be a bit painful for a bit, but it'd be fine.
Let's face it, you're all dead inside. Ooh. You're just sitting there in a burning building saying, it's fine.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Let's talk about something good.
Yeah.
Paradox has bought Harebrained Schemes, and Harebrained Schemes does, speaking of Cyberpunk, Shadowrun, the games, the CRPGs.
Yes, the strategy ones.
And they recently did BattleTech. And this is great, because this continues the theme of Paradox owning everything I care for. As far as I can tell, Paradox is, I've said this before, I guess, I'm a huge Paradox fanboy. I think they're, for me, they're the perfect studio and publisher. Like, they're on that edge between, real indie. I root for them. And there's really good real indie games, like really small teams, 1 or 2 people. But at the end, they're always a bit limited, you know. You play them, they're fun, you know, you enjoy them, but you're not playing them for 200 hours most of the time. And that's AAA. Most of that I don't care about. We'll come to E3 later in a bit. I'll exclude Bethesda from that, but like most of the AAA stuff, just I don't care about. And Paradox to me is like this middle ground. They're not indie really. I mean, they're really big by now, I guess. But they do indie kind of stuff, you know. Crusader Kings 2.
Yeah, things that are maybe indie is not the right word because like they've been around for decades. Yes, niche in that like it's fucking nerds who play it.
So So I think I like their games because they're good games and they have a production value that is higher than like your average indie game, a lot higher. It is not as high as like a AAA title. So if BattleTech was a AAA title, like all those cutscenes that are basically just paintings that they have animated, would be like
would be
you know, voice actors and engine, and you'd have like fucking Kiefer Sutherland narrating shit, which would be good, but still that's like that carries all that baggage, right? And they're a bit more creative. They can do what they want, but their production value is still really good, and it's games that you can play for a long time. So I just love Paradox. They're good. They're good stuff. I like that they brought the studio.
It is a cool acquisition. I'm very excited to see what happens.
I think hopefully more BattleTech because I'm fucking loving BattleTech.
If they could just fix that bug that I'm having when it just constantly crashes, that'd be great.
Just save.
Yeah, but like I played like 7 minutes of it.
Just save.
I've got better things to do with my life. Like
hard drive space, cheap. Just save, mate.
It's effort. It's a lot of effort.
So let's talk about the triple A games industry. The triple gay games industry. So I put some stuff in here. You can interject if you've got stuff. I just want to talk about the stuff I find interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Lots of this stuff I find intensely boring. I would like E3's just crap, really.
Yeah.
The press conference.
The thing is, I don't think it was ever really that good.
No, I don't think it was ever good. I don't know. I haven't.
I just remember. I remember I used to care a lot more about it, but that's because I was a kid and I didn't know shit.
Yeah, you were just excited.
Whereas now you kind of just like see through the bullshit and you're like, actually, it's always been terrible. Like, and
I can't speak to it back in the day, but stuff like Gamescom is just more involvement of gamers. It just sounds more. It feels more like, you know, down to earth.
It's kind of like twofold because like it's kind of like boring PR crap, so like everything's pre-rendered and stuff, and I kind of like feel like weirdly like just on the fringe of the kind of popular opinion. Like every year, like when there's a Forza announcement, people are like, and then they dropped a car from the ceiling and it was terrible, and the car, they just moaned, they just went on.
By the way, there was a Forza announcement.
I'm going to get to that. How like beautiful the cars look this time. Who cares? I'm like, literally, I care. Forza Horizon 4 looks great because fucking it's always great. Like that's the thing I care about, right?
That's the new one.
Yeah, there's a new Forza Horizon, I think was the announcement.
So E3 had this thing going for it, which it really had going for it, which was booth babes. But then the fucking political correctness bullshit happened, and though we don't even have that anymore.
I mean, I'd say that it got better at that point because it was like at least, yeah, it's a bit.
Well, it's just
pervy old men staring at young women. Yeah, people saying, "Oh, I'd be happy if there were men like with their balls out," and then you're like, "But there aren't because that's not." Mate, because if there were, there would be outrage.
That's just people being idiots. Let me speak for pervy old men. I like boobs. I like looking at boobs. You know me. I'd be completely happy if there were guys with their balls hanging out. I'd find that quite entertaining.
But you don't need that to be in games, right? You literally had your wife come home and then show you a boob YouTube account.
Oh no! Don't get me on that again.
We don't need it.
No,
anyway,
but it's a good bonus, mate. It's good. Boobs make everything better.
The things that are good, I think,
before we get into that, I want to give one recommendation.
Oh yeah, this is good, isn't it?
This is good. Doc Disrespect, I don't think he has ever done this before, did a commentary is like 9 hours long over a whole day of E3.
Yes, he did.
It's fucking hilarious. He's like watching game trailers and like, what the fuck's that? What's happening here? Why are there numbers? They're shooting at people and numbers coming out. I don't like this. This is not good. It's hilarious. Yeah, but good games are basically all from Bethesda, right?
Yes, they got three announcements, which is weird from a company that only has 2 IPs.
Not anymore.
Boom. Let's start with that one. There's a new Bethesda franchise, and it's in space or something.
Yeah, it's in space. Everything's better in space.
Indeed.
It looks great, doesn't it? It's some kind of... They didn't show anything, but it's got like...
No, so they had like a little bit of a kind of arty trailer.
Yeah, it's got that
like
music
space.
from Space 2001 Space.
Yeah, and there's like a panning shot from like a planet to like a space station or something.
Thing in space!
Starfield.
I'm excited about this because this is something I always wanted Bethesda to do.
Yeah, no.
They're basically Mass Effect. They're gonna do Mass Effect and they're gonna completely fuck BioWare over.
Great. Yeah, maybe. It'll be very interesting to see what they do because I think the thing that at least I like from Mass Effect is that it's not a kind of... There are decisions you make in the game, but it's still telling you a story rather than like in Fallout and Elder Scrolls where you're telling the story.
I like that better.
I don't want big town fear, Fab. I want...
Okay, so I'm gonna put my... We know nothing about this game, right?
Yeah, literally fuck all that.
But I'm gonna call it now.
I know. Yeah.
I'm gonna like it better than you. Because...
Yes, that's plausible.
Like, even if they do the story like in Mass Effect, what Bethesda always does is they do more gritty stuff than BioWare. BioWare is all on the bottom of it. It's all like... A lot of it's all like feel-good hero stuff. And Bethesda's more like grungy, it's all fucked up. I mean, Elder Scrolls.
Yes.
There's some dark shit going on in the Fallout.
I think another reason why you're going to enjoy it more than me is that Bethesda seem to make large worlds that, to me, don't have anything meaningful in them, whereas Mass Effect has a much smaller but feels to me more handcrafted meaningful environments. Andromeda less so because there were those big fucking open maps that were less.
I mean, there's
less
fucking
good.
handcrafted. It's just another way of doing it.
Yeah, but like
Fallout, you have like they tell stories literally by just the skeletons and where they're sitting. So you can just tell like what they were doing at the time the bombs fell. I mean, fucking Skyrim. There's like little stories hidden all over that world. It's so good.
It's the weird like
No,
environment.
the thing that Bethesda has, that both Fallout and Elder Scrolls has, is that both of those games, the main quest is usually shit.
Yeah.
Like shit compared to everything else. But I don't care because you can just go around. The side quests are great.
Indeed. So they also announced Fallout 76. So this is the point.
Roads.
The point where we're saying what happened in the 72 preceding things.
Oh, where's my ukulele? Damn, I left it outside.
Yeah,
what happened to the 72 preceding?
So I quite like this naming convention because this is a thing.
Because it's bollocks.
No, because like to me, the most interesting bits in Fallout are always like, what are the weird things that happen in the vaults? Because like they just feel, I just really enjoy them. They're really nice. They're cool and gritty.
Yeah,
like, social experiments. And I kind of wish all of the games were literally just like, here's Fallout 45. It's the story of Vault 45, and it's just like the story of Vault 45. So that's not going to be what Fallout 76 is about because like you're in Vault 76. But then they were like, the map is like 4 times bigger than Fallout 4
and it's going to be like multiplayer survival somehow.
Yeah, because that's exactly what I wanted from a Fallout game. That's fine. I'm probably not going to play it because
seriously, that is... I've been thinking about this. I read about this and I thought, well, I don't know if I like this. And I thought, maybe that is what I want from a Fallout game. Why not? It fits the universe perfectly.
That is a fair point in that potentially doing something different will make it more enjoyable than all of the previous Fallout games I've played.
I don't think, like, from my perspective, you can make them more enjoyable.
Well,
I literally, when Fallout 4 came out, I took three days of work or something like that, and I had a long weekend. It was brilliant.
Yeah, that's the thing. You very much like the Bethesda style of games, whereas I like them initially, but then kind of get burnt out on them because they end up feeling very empty to me. So
I'm a f-
maybe a
I'm-
survival-y thing could be really, really cool, actually. So I'll wait to see how it is.
I'm a fanboy. I
and
just
in
pre-ordered. They have ThinkGeek has a $140
Oh, God.
Pip-Boy that you need to build yourself.
Why?
And they only sell it in the US and Canada.
It's gonna be like the Mycroft Fab. It's gonna be terrible.
Yep.
It's gonna be shite. It's gonna be like that terrible Geralt figure from The Witcher 3.
It's gonna be all Fallout on this show
Yeah.
for like months. You better.
Because I really, really hope it's good. Because I like good games. But
See, I just saw the trailer, right? And it's it's apparently set in West Virginia. So they had
Yeah.
like the music was Country Roads.
Yeah.
And then that was like check, new Fallout game, check. And then the last check mark that hovered over it was Ron Perlman. And
Yeah.
then he narrates it, and I'm like, I'm in. I'm in.
I quite liked
Pre-ordered.
the opening like 20 seconds or so. There's a Brotherhood of Steel power armor dude, and it looks I don't know, from the back that it looks more 40k than they've ever looked before. Which
It's
is a good-
actually, if you Google Fallout 2,
yeah.
I think it's very much the Fallout 2 look.
Sweet.
It's actually that power armor they had in there, and it's like,
Yeah.
no, it's not Fallout 2. That was the other. Was the original Fallout? I think it's the power armor that's in the original Fallout.
Okay, cool.
Anyway,
Yeah,
it is. It is. Yeah.
I'm hoping.
So the thing
kind of-
is, we have to say the thing about this game, despite the number being higher than any other number,
yeah,
it's set way before any other Fallout game.
indeed. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like it's set. Oh god, I need to look this up. Can't get this wrong. Fallout 76. Like it's set like 20 years after the bombs fell or something. Let me just see. Wikipedia to the rescue.
The interesting thing is going to be like how they create like tension and stuff around that, because there are some quite clear bounds on like they can't solve everything because the world's still shit very far in the
It's
future.
25 years after the bombs fell. 2102.
Yeah.
Release
so
date's November 14th. Oh,
That is
oh,
something
God.
I
goosebumps.
super appreciate always with Bethesda, in that like they give you a release date so you know exactly when it's coming.
Also November. You know what I fucking it's just like it's the big problem with I've looked forward to it so much. Fuck, I forgot the name. The big RPG. Fuck me. It was you mentioning the Lara Croft video self whatever. The orgasm video. I'm completely flustered again. What was that? What's the RPG I love so much?
Oh, Pillars of Eternity.
Pillars of Eternity. I haven't yet played the second one because they released it in summer. It's that's the stupidest time of the year to release such a game. Bethesda, Elder Scrolls, Fallout, they always released them in November or something, thereabouts. That's when you need to release such a game, when the days go shorter and you've got time and it's fucking cold outside and you don't want to go out. I think I'm going to take some time off work for this.
One game I would prefer to take time off for is Elder Scrolls 6, just because I have tended to enjoy the Elder Scrolls games more than the Fallout
Yeah, that's
games.
all. That's a bit further off, though.
It's in pre-production right now. There basically was a teaser trailer where it's like, look, here's a landscape. It looks a little bit green.
And they haven't said where it's set either.
No. There's lots of fan theories about where it's set, and I don't really know the geography.
I do, but I have no fucking clue what that's about.
Cyrodiil is one of them.
Cyrodiil, yeah.
Is that the whole thing? Or is that
Cyrodiil is the continent.
Okay, I don't really know the geography.
So let's dive into that lore. No, Cyrodiil is the central continent, isn't
That's
it?
the one 4 was in, right? And it was good. It was nice. I liked it.
That was the one Oblivion was in.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tamriel is the continent. So they're not going to do that again. So let's dive into the lore. So we have Cyrodiil, that was Oblivion was set in. We have Morrowind, which was where Morrowind was set in. Skyrim, obviously. Then we have Whalenwood, Elsewhere, the Black Marsh, Hammerfell, High Rock, and the Somerset Isle. Think Elder Scrolls 3 was set in the Somerset Isles?
Wasn't that Morrowind?
No, Morrowind was set in Morrowind.
No, but wasn't Morrowind Elder Scrolls 3?
Oh yeah, it was. You're right.
I think the... Do you mean Elder Scrolls 4 had an expansion called the Shivering Isles?
Yeah, but the Shivering Isles are somewhere else, I think.
Okay, that was my... I'm very bad at the lore. There are literally some scrolls. They're the Elder Scrolls or some bollocks.
It doesn't look like it, but I just wanted to be set in the Black Marsh because that I always think Crate and Crowbar. It sounds like it's the... You know how they have a Dark Scrolls playthrough where they named the guy Marsh after Marsh Davis?
Yeah.
Black Marsh is like the evil version of Marsh.
Or like where they record the episodes, because remember they used to record it like in a graveyard or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's exciting.
High Rock maybe, and everybody's stoned.
I have some very...
The
very
Rock has a cameo in it.
Oh, it'd be so good.
Stoned.
I quite liked Skyrim. I thought it was pretty good. It kind of got a little bit like...
Fucking amazing.
It was good, but I don't know. I just felt like it didn't blow me away as much as Elder Scrolls 4 did, because that came out in 2005, and I was really excited for it. This was just as I was like becoming a gamer in inverted commas.
Becoming a man.
So it was kind of like I remember reading articles in PC Gamer about it, and like then I played the game and it was so good, and just like it was kind of like the first game that like felt like a world to me, so you like fired, and there was the bit where like at the beginning you can fire an arrow and you can hit the fucking...
We're talking Oblivion now, right?
Yeah. You can hit the bucket on the well and it moves and the arrow sticks in the bucket, and then you can pick the arrow back out of it again, and that just like blew me away. And then you like emerge into this forest, which is maybe the closest it's ever been to my kind of dream camping simulator, where you can sort of like creep through the grass and like kill a deer and then like cook it or some bollocks.
And they had Patrick Stewart.
And they had Patrick Stewart at the beginning. It was really good. And like to at least some distance into the game, the kind of Oblivion gates were really fucking cool. Going through those with all the Daedric bollocks, like I really enjoyed that.
I found them really annoying.
Yes, after doing like a couple of them, you realise they're all the same and they're all a bit naff. A bit shit and competitive, but like the first one was really cool.
Know what just recently occurred to me at a lunch where I talked with colleagues about this exact same topic? Mm-hmm. That Dragon Age Inquisition basically stole that plot point. Mm-hmm. That hadn't occurred to me until then.
Yeah. So yeah, if it can capture, because I guess it's just because like rose tinted glasses or whatever, that in my mind, Oblivion felt more like a world and more lush and just more good, more lovely than Skyrim ever did.
Yeah, because it's like the North, you know.
But yeah, like in my mind, Skyrim's like
But I thought you would have loved that with your love for the cold, I
really liked it, but like I don't know why. But in my mind,
shit.
maybe because I came to it like 10 years later with a more critical eye, and I was like, this game engine looks a bit naff. Rocks still look like shit. Like, you know, that kind of thing. I noticed the jank more than I did with 4. Because if you go back to 4 looks terrible. Faces are terrifying. Like, the weird talking minigame is terrible. But at the time, I loved it way more than I loved Skyrim.
What? I am seriously... One thing I have to say. I'm seriously shit. I'm fed up with this shit of people saying Bethesda's faces look shit. I hear that on a lot of podcasts that then go on
they totally do.
Well, they go on then and praise fucking BioWare. Like,
oh yeah, no, BioWare's not good either. No,
Oblivion's fucking faces look better than BioWare ones, and they were way earlier.
That's true, but like they both look better.
It is true. Fucking even the last BioWare game, their face models looked like fucking blown up potatoes. Fucking shit.
Yeah, they're...
You know, so Skyrim, I loved Skyrim twice. I played it on the PS3, loved it to bits, and played it through several times. And then I actually got it when I built the gaming PC, whatever. I got it on the PC as well. And I played it. I didn't play it. I think I might have played it through again. Anyway, I played it again. And I fell in love with it completely over because I hadn't played it for a while. And also, like, I played an Archer on the PS3 and it was fucking balls hard. And then I even like on easy difficult levels. And then on the computer, I just realized, fuck, it was just so hard because you didn't have a mouse, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, because bows were pretty powerful in Skyrim. They kind of made those quite good.
Yeah, so Skyrim is just... So I think, historically, I've been a fan of both Bethesda and BioWare. Mm-hmm. And I think BioWare's track record... They've been... If I look back at it, they've been disappointing me. Inquisition is a game that has beautiful characters in it and a great story. Great face design and animation, by the way. Like, some of those characters... fucking amazing, and then it's just completely compromised by the rest of the game, like that whole World of Warcraft fetch quest bullshit. It just completely destroyed the complete game for me. Like, we don't have to talk about Mass Effect again, Andromeda, that whole debacle. Now they're doing Anthem. Like, what the fuck's that even about?
New IP in it might be good. Might be
yeah,
bad.
but it's new shit IP, like everything. But they've shown stuff about that. They've shown stuff, and it's fucking stupid and boring. And it's the thing is, it's their copy of Destiny.
Yeah,
and Destiny's dead.
It looks it's still reasonably pop. Yeah, but it looks like they crossed. Looks like Destiny crossed with Crysis.
Okay, so what are we betting? That before that game comes out, they realize that Destiny's fucking dead, and they'll have to make a Battle Royale game out of Anthem.
Yeah, but by the time that happens, Battle Royale won't be the hot thing.
Yes, exactly.
But like, it's weird that Anthem, because like people go, oh man, this traversal is so cool. But like, the best trailer I think BioWare ever did was for Mass Effect 1, when it was like one of the teasers or the announcement or something like that, and it was just like a conversation in a bar, and it fucking blew my socks off. More so than any other kind of shooty thingy is going to do.
Yeah, they I think BioWare.
So like, I just think Anthem is just entirely not for me. It's going to be for someone who wants to play like a 9-hour campaign or something, or like.
I like 9-hour campaigns, but that doesn't look like something I want to play.
Or like the kind of person who like chugs.
It's open world multiplayer bullshit. Like, why?
Yeah, someone who like just has a shitload of video game time, and I just don't want to play that.
So with Fallout 76, my thing is like they can do that. I've loved the story Fallout games, right? And I've played them, so I don't mind if they do try something else. Like, if it doesn't work, well, I don't know, but I'm gonna try it because I love the setting so much. Mm-hmm. And I loved the setting before Bethesda owned it anyway. But I think now I don't. Anthem is like I think BioWare's. I don't know. Meanwhile, Bethesda's hitting it. I'm waiting for all these games. I don't know where did you get the pre-production for Elder Scrolls 6 from?
It was like in the trailer, wasn't it? It was in a trailer that was like.
Okay, I don't think I'm thinking more like that's going to be done in 2 years or something.
I think that's coming.
Why would they announce it if it was just pre-production?
Just to make people happy, because people keep asking. They today they posted that they're releasing. It's called like Elder Scroll Blades. It's a mobile game.
Yeah.
They said that was going to come out before the actual Elder Scrolls game.
I'm not buying it. I'm saying this will come out earlier than we all think.
I mean, it's pretty vague, but I hope you're right? So I hope.
So my reasoning is like this: if you look at the, I've seen a lot of making of BioWare game, Bethesda games, and if you look how they build an Elder Scrolls game, it's like they build, of course they do concept art and whatever, but they build the world, right? Mm-hmm. So they figure out where it's going to set. They build that. And then they do all the story stuff, and they build that out and build all the story and whatever, and they do art pass and whatever. But that trailer suggests to me that they've built, like they figured out where it's going to be set, and it's not pre-production. Like they have the engine, and they've built significant parts of that world. I would say that's my guess, but I don't know. It was also fit with.
So Todd Howard said, "Fucking GDPR notice." Which the
damn
ad
you
blocker is
GDPR.
blocking. Basically, there's a PC Gamer article. If you just search for Elder Scrolls pre-production,
Right.
Todd Howard says that Starfield is playable right now, but Elder Scrolls is in pre-production.
I'm not buying this shit.
I don't know.
I'm not buying it.
But anyway, something that we've been waiting
So
for
Starfield
like,
is
literally...
playable. If Starfield's playable, why haven't they shown more of it?
I don't know. But
Anyway,
the thing
let's-
is,
yeah.
the thing is, something
just
we've been waiting
pissing
for
in
like
the wind.
5 years is for Cyberpunk 2077. I've gone through peaks and troughs of excited to not excited. Initially,
I've always been excited about
the
this.
announcement trailer, I was like, "Oh my god, it's amazing!" And then it went really quiet for ages. And then I was like less excited, and then I forgot it existed. And then I watched Altered Carbon. I was like, "Oh man, Cyberpunk might be terrible." And then like this trailer came out, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, maybe it's interesting."
What does that have to do with Altered Carbon?
Because it's Cyberpunk, and I was like, Cyberpunk does.
Oh, you mean the genre itself?
So that the hype I had surrounding Cyberpunk 2077, which is a RPG from the makers of The Witcher, CD Projekt Red. I was excited for it because it was Cyberpunk, and then lots of Cyberpunk happened that I didn't like because they just did boring things with it.
So, by the way, why that disappeared is because, from everything I've read, it's because they made so much money on The Witcher
Yeah, and then they did The Witcher 3.
that they kind of canned this for a while because they didn't have enough resources and they just wanted to,
Yes.
produce Witcher stuff because they made money of it. Makes kind of sense. This looks brilliant. This trailer is amazing. I'm in love.
Well,
I want
this is the thing.
this now.
This is my concern, is that it is like every kind of thing of Cyberpunk. Like,
Yeah, which is great. It's like it does a definite homage to the Dread movie. You know, when you see there's a scene where there's basically that building block from Dread, like the new Dread.
So
good.
this is me coming off Altered Carbon in that it looks like Cyberpunk by numbers in that they...
Yeah, but Altered Carbon was made by people who have no idea. This is the Witcher guys. They know how to do RPGs. This is
Maybe.
in a license from wasn't it a board game? Which is
the role-playing
based
game.
on the original Cyberpunk, like by fucking...
But
what's
doesn't-
his name again?
That doesn't...
Gibson?
William Gibson.
That guy. And the
He's
other
a
guys
book
who
dude.
came
But
up
yeah,
with
the Cyber, but that's the thing, right? Cyberpunk came out in the 90s, and if
No, in the 80s. That was
whatever,
like...
it came out fucking ages ago.
86
And
or
if it's
something.
just like, it's that Cyberpunk, but just again and more, like, I don't know. But I'm
Why
obviously
not?
going to...
But
Because...
it's got to be new. So the original Cyberpunk, I think the original setting was for the board game was 2013, and then they moved it to I think 2015.
but that's like I don't know what new interesting Cyberpunk things they're going to do.
So Cyberpunk, by the nature of its genre, needs to evolve a bit because it's not like sci-fi where it's like it's 200 years in the future and it doesn't matter. It's like it's so near future that they need
but
to
you
adapt
say
it to the.
You say it has to, as if it like literally it's a law of nature. But Altered Carbon came out last year and it did not do anything new.
Well, so somebody did something shit in the genre.
yeah,
Maybe
but
they
that's-
were just
that's
shit.
A lot of it is quite derivative, boring things, which it'll be fine for some people. They can go and enjoy it. That's fine. But like, I don't.
Don't harsh on my fucking mellow. I mean, this is what people said about The Witcher, right? So
Is it though? I don't
I've
think it
been
is. I
reading
think
the
people were
books.
always
It's
excited.
the more
They are always unanimously excited about The Witcher.
yes, but like the same argument, The Witcher as a fiction, right, is derivative as fuck. It's Conan mixed with Eastern and Western European folklore, Central European folklore tales, like the Brothers Grimm,
Yeah.
and like fantasy.
So that's
as
already
in
like a
Tolkien.
more interesting combination than just like here is a cyberpunk setting that you have played like multiple games of in that
No,
setting in the last 5 years.
But that is just you.
yeah,
I haven't played. I haven't.
I can't
played
speak for other people.
So I haven't played a cyberpunk game ever.
There we
Like,
go. You might love this then.
yeah, the only one I could have played because I bought it. I just never got around to it. Was Shadowrun. But like
the first person shooter in 2007.
no, the CRPG from
There was also
Hammer
a
and
shadow.
Speed.
There was also a Shadowrun.
Well, I haven't
multi-
played that. So I'm just telling you,
Oh, even
Cyberpunk-
2007. It was the 2007 game that required Windows Vista.
just because you are fucking watching whatever that anime is every 2 months, you know, what was that movie with
Ghost in the Shell, the
that
only
thing.
good thing ever made.
You watch
in the
that
history of
all
the
the time,
Yep.
and then
Because that's the thing.
you play that fucking card game that's now dead.
So that's
The
thing.
only cyberpunk anybody else in the world literally knows is Blade Runner.
Yeah, and I'm just afraid that it's just gonna. So that's. So
You're the fucking guy who's still excited about Star Wars, which is derivative as shit
But
from
that's the thing, you've got
1973 onwards. 77 was it? Anyway.
You're so wrong. You're so okay. So the new Blade Runner came out. The new Blade Runner came out, and it was exactly the same as the previous Blade Runner.
What?
Nothing new. Nothing new.
Like
or
Star Wars 7.
No. So Star
Hello?
Wars 7. Go back, listen to the episode where I said Star Wars 7 is literally a kick in the balls to all the previous Star Wars films. There we go. It's entirely different. But this is
It's
the thing.
the same movie as episode 4. It is the same fucking movie. Same. It's got the same tropes. It's got the
But by
same
that
characters.
logic, you'll just be like, well, actually, Star Wars was just a remake of a World War II film, but with samurais.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
So that was
you're
derivative as well,
completely-
as
What
that.
I'm saying is that, okay, I've been saying this forever. As long as you know me, I've been saying that the term meme as the term trope, as people use it, is fucking stupid because it just means a rehashing of something. And all culture is a rehashing of something else. Literally any story is a fucking rehashing since the fucking Odyssey, right? It's all Omer, basically. There's like new storytelling tricks that have been invented, very few. So this is all fuck. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a rehashing. If it's a good rehashing, who gives a fuck?
Me, because I don't want to do that again.
But you're stupid. You watch every fucking Marvel film, which is the same movie all over again, and then you're complaining about something that is as cool as this. So I've been reading books, right? So
Oh no, that's dangerous. Fast reading books.
I've been reading books. So after watching all of Bosch on TV, I've been reading the books, and they're like this cop books from the 90s, and I've been thinking I should recommend them to you, and I thought, no, you'd hate them. Because they're basically just like, the guy's called Harry. It's even a bit like Dirty. He's like this disillusioned cop, and he's like this loner, and of course he's a white male. And he's like doing all this shit, and it's like this. You'd be bored, but I don't care. It's still good stuff, and you'd be completely perplexed by it, by the way, right? So he's like, this is like set in the 90s, right? The beginning of the 90s. So every time he has a pager. Have you actually ever seen a pager?
Yeah,
in real
no,
life?
so
Okay.
it's my mum being a dentist.
Okay,
when she was on call, she had a pager.
So he has a pager, and it goes off, and then he needs to find a payphone somewhere to ring up the station to figure out what's going on.
That's terrible.
That is so old school. Anyway, so I'm saying this is great. I'm gonna love this.
Yeah,
the
so
Cyberpunk
again,
2077. The trailer looks so fucking good.
Potentially. I'm tentatively excited. I'm more excited about it than I was before the trailer came out, which is, I think, a good thing. Something that looks incredible, Fab, is that winter is coming to PUBG.
It's the only thing they announced in winter.
Basically, it's amazing. It's amazing. The tweet is just coming winter 2018, and it's a gif of just like.
Well, I watched the whole
going
trailer, and they're basically
the
saying
snow.
in there that the Savage map Sandhook is coming in summer as well. Which, as far as I can tell, I don't know how it's in the UK, but it's been summer over here for about 2 months. It's fucking hot all the time.
It's been interesting. Like lots of shops and stuff who sell like seasonal things are very convinced we've only just left spring. I'm like, my friends, it's been fucking boiling for months.
Yeah. So release that fucking map so we can get onto the winter. I want that. I'm completely. It's just people will say it's silly. It's just a map, but it's a snow map. It's gonna come out in winter, which is the time when you release a fucking snow map, right? It's gonna be good. I'm gonna just pretend to be the White Death.
I can
my car.
I can invert my Andrew WK camouflage. So in winter, I'll be wearing all black to camouflage in with my surroundings.
What?
Like how it like in summer, like in all the other maps, I wear my bright white outfit.
Oh yeah.
And
Okay.
no one notices me, so I'm gonna do the opposite in winter. It's gonna be fantastic. It's good. It's gonna be amazing. Like I'm super
I
excited.
just want a mechanic where when you're lying down and you're like, there's breath coming out of your mouth.
Yeah, this was literally what I was thinking. All of these mechanics about finding people in the snow. So
And
like,
then you can put snow
in your mouth. Yes! I'm so excited for doing that, and also finding people by their footsteps.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Because I want this to
Persistent
be
footsteps. God, that
because I think that would be a thing that would be on the graphics toggle. So some bad people put their graphics on low, so the grass doesn't render, so people can't hide in grass.
Yeah.
But in the snow maps, if you do that, I hope you can't see the feet. So in the snow maps, you have a disadvantage for doing it.
they're never gonna get that done. Not with their shitty netcode.
No, it's not going to work. It's
Well,
like
it would
it's
be
not.
so beautiful.
It won't be. I'm almost certain that it will
And
not.
then
be
have a Sabaton music video.
Oh yeah, totally.
So you can't tell me that Joachim isn't playing this game. He is playing this game.
totes. Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah.
If they come out with like character skins, I'll
Oh my god.
players the band, and then you can like it'd be so good. Yeah, I'm in. I want that. Another thing, Fab, that I really, really want is the Jurassic World Evolution game.
And that's out.
Is it? What?
Yeah, they released that yesterday. So they did a really smart thing. I think this is a really smart thing. So this is from Frontier.
Yeah.
And it's basically Frontier does Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Yeah.
Or Coaster Planet Coaster, whatever it's called. And they basically made one of those, except it's all dinosaurs with a license from the franchise. And it's got Jeff Goldblum in it, like narrating shit and stuff like that.
Opening Steam right now.
And I think they're a really smart thing because they released that at E3. And E3 is generally a conference where games don't get released.
Yeah.
It's just announcements.
Here's what's coming in the next year,
And they're like, we have a game. Here you go. We already knew about it, but it's out now.
PUBG's updating. Stop.
Of course it is.
Because it's always got patches. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I haven't played this. I haven't really looked at it, but I think people are saying it's good. I mean, it's Frontier, so it's they don't do shit, to be honest. This was their big thing. You know how we talked about this on the show, I think, as well. Where they announced,
what the fuck? It's £45. This is Brexit. Fuck that noise.
well, it's like a Hollywood license thing.
I'm not going to get £45 worth of events.
I mean, you know how they announced when they had a Hollywood license and all that. So that was it.
It's great. I'm excited.
I could probably get us a review copy. Would you
Yes.
review it?
I would review that game.
Okay, I'll try that. I'll get onto those guys.
A game I would like to review is The Division 2.
I was wondering about this. I just put this in because of you. I don't care anything, but you kind of liked The Division, didn't you?
I really liked it. It was a very grindy experience that you'd hate. But The Division 2's come back. It's basically the previous one was in New York. This one appears to be in Washington, and it just seems to be a continuation. It's quite exciting, I think. I
see a picture of the crashed Air Force One.
Yes.
I wonder if there's like a Trump-looking body in there somehow.
I wonder how they'll mix the lore in. But it's going to be interesting because I played the first one on the Xbox One, which I have subsequently sold. So obviously I won't be able to import my character. But I don't even know if that will be a thing. Something I did seem to get the vibe from people who eventually played the Division 1 on PC is that it was sort of just like hacker paradise. Like people were cheating all over the place.
Sounds like PUBG.
Although
they've gotten a lot better there.
Yeah, like PUBG seems like to be improving a lot, whereas the Division didn't really have the long tail of stuff, so it just sort of died. But I would be very much up for playing it because I played quite a lot of the Division 1 and really, really enjoyed it for really boring reasons, which I'm pretty sure you can go back and listen to because it's one of those games that I would probably never recommend to someone because it is kind of boring and repetitive, but like really satisfying. And like there are really boring plot points that I want resolved. Like who was the man who made the virus? It's bollocks. plot is very boring, but yes.
Is it like there was a virus on the money or something?
There was a virus and it got spread on the money, and then there was like a rogue agent who had like a sci-fi machine that like did gene editing. Like they read about CRISPR, basically. They basically read about that as like, and then he used it to make which I mean, like it's more sensible than genetic memory, right?
Oh, it definitely is completely. Yeah.
And then he was like this bad guy who made these things, and I'm like, I just want more
The thing
resolution.
that cracks me up about CRISPR is that it's just like, I read a lot about this stuff, and it's like general mainstream press or whatever, and they think it's like this magic thing. Which does like creates mutants or something, and basically it's just like the old gene editing technique. Just it's a lot faster and easier.
Yeah, of course, I just read it and think of like Walker's crisps.
Yeah, I get hungry as well. Crisp
Elsewhere it's like Lay's, but I'm like, Gary Lineker advertising crisps. Oh wait, no, it's gene editing. Shit. Yeah, Division 2, pretty. It's one of those weird things where I'm like, people on Twitter were like, Division 2, who cares about that? I'm like, I do. Sorry, everyone.
I can say this: I care about the Division 2 more than about Fortnite.
God, yeah, Fortnite is a thing I'd like to try, but also
no, I don't. Have you seen streams of it?
Yeah, it looks a bit like.
It looks like a fucking mess. It looks horrible. I get cancer just looking at it.
It's fine, right? It's a bit like it looks like
colorful.
It's colourful, isn't it?
And people are building shit, and then they're shooting at shit, and it's like, why are they building shit? Like, okay, so who looked at PUBG and thought, the only thing I need here is like the ability to build things?
People who played Rust.
Yes, idiots. Or kids, I don't know.
Fair.
In Rust, at least everybody's naked.
Something that came out when I was a kid, that's a hell of a segue, was Babylon 5. But
yeah, so we talked about it's coming to Amazon Video.
Yeah, you had things you wanted to say about it.
No, but that's in the feedback. So let's get into the feedback. It's just 1 hour 41 into the show.
Classic short show.
Completely.
It genuinely is a short show at this point.
It is right now. Let's see how this...
It's fucked it up. So we had a tweet from STS Quad, Alex Beignet, who says, you wanted router recommendations. I'm very happy with my Turris Omnia. Which I have read decent reviews from. Annoyingly, it's reasonably expensive, but that's just because I'm cheap.
Meanwhile, Twitch Vlad was on Twitter says, on the subject of the Fritzbox, I'm running one here in Australia connected to an external fiber. I've heard that they get sold there. It's weird. Works a treat, and the English interface is good 90% of the time.
Yeah, so I think I am going to go for a Fritzbox when I can be bothered to just add more boxes. Right, so right now we have like in the living room, like the cable comes through the wall, goes into the Virgin Media like modem, which is also the router, and then that's like the Kallax IKEA things. They're the square ones. So it's like a 2x2, so it's got 4 squares, and like it's
What's
the perfect.
It called?
Kallax? It sounds like a planet in Warhammer, but that's because I'm thinking of Pandarex. But basically, I've got board games.
I haven't seen them before, but I know what you mean. Yeah.
But they're also the perfect size for vinyl.
They sound like a planet.
But I basically got a board game like vertically to hide all the bollocks behind it of like routers and shit.
Right.
And it's just like I got it set up nicely, and the internet vaguely works now. But I would like to get a better router to get some bad performance.
Well, I have a Fritzbox, and I can recommend it. It's pretty good.
The important thing of Twitch Vlad Voss is that he has the Gundam RX-72 as the it's the classic one, RX-72.
I knew Gundam. you would
and
comment on
he
this.
has the Gundam, I think it's the Exia from the 00 series. Gundam, it's so good. Exia. Yeah, it's the Gundam Exia, which I'm pretty sure is from 00. It's so good. Very good.
If you
banners
say so.
and things. It's good. I like it. Carry on. More anime things on Twitter. I think that's actually so his picture. I think is some of the artwork from one of the models on the front of the box.
If you say so.
Yeah, that's the deep lore, which we need to get, Fab. We need to get the deep lore.
The Falcon says, I can't his name's Tom something.
Mm-hmm.
Chivilton? I can't read it. It's upside down, weird ASCII font, whatever.
Yeah, I read it as the Falcon because I don't.
So he says Babylon 5 CGI has aged badly because Warner Bros. Lost the original, so the DVD conversions were a mess. I heard about this, but one thing I wanted to say about this is it has also aged terribly.
Oh yeah.
Because it's fucking Video Toaster. Mm-hmm. And it's just Babylon 5 was groundbreaking because it was one of the first shows where they did all the spaceship, all the exterior things, completely like rendered, like CGI. You know, at a time when Star Trek would for decades still use models, painted models, and so it just also not. I mean, the conversions are shit, but it was also not great to begin with, to be honest. Like, if you could look at the comparison pictures, right? So he links to I'll put a link in the show notes. So he links to a site where somebody has analyzed this, and yes, this is all like completely. I can see what they're saying, right? But then also CGI looks shit.
Yeah.
It just looks shit. So if you compare it, like a series where it works, where they also had Video Toaster, was Sequest, which was, I think, made at about the same time. And the thing is, with Sequest, basically it doesn't look that bad because they took the scenes, and for some reason it's also really colorful, for example. And what they just did is like they put a blue-green filter over it. And you can't see half of it, but it works because it's underwater.
Yeah.
So it looks a lot better in Sequest. Here it's just too clear. You can see too much of it. It's just what it is. It's like art. It's part of the installation, right?
Yeah.
It's what it is.
It's gonna
still a great show.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna rewatch it again because it's one of those things where it's clearly flawed. Like the first season, like the change of actor, like main characters.
Oh my god! But they worked that out beautiful.
Yeah, I mean they did. It's like a super elegant way of doing it. But like kind of having to like the kind of way it was forced to end, kind of a little bit annoying that it never got. It's kind of like the ideal way that Straczynski wanted it to be. But the story is long, but it's so good. Like, yeah.
Oh my god, Claudia Christian. Oh.
It's so good. It's so good. Yeah. Like, I mean, there are still things that I want resolved now about, like, how what's-her-face, the telepath who got taken back to Earth, what, like, really happened to her. Because, like, the prick telepath guy comes back and is like, oh, we dissected her, but like he always lies, right? He always lies. So
Walter Koenig, yeah.
Like what really happened there? That's the kind of thing. So yeah,
it's so. Oh my god,
gonna have to watch that again because so good.
I will watch that again. Probably
totally because
next thing I'm gonna watch.
We are currently up to date with not Babylon 5. Jesus Christ, I am up to date with Babylon 5. I've seen it all. No, we're up to date with Brooklyn Nine-Nine. We've got to the point where we've now caught up with where it's airing. So we're on season 5. And the nice thing, because it's on Amazon Prime, you can just buy the season and watch it as they come out. It's like iTunes used to be, which is kind of cool. Like that's a plus point for The Expanse coming out on Prime is that even if we have to pay for it, which I'll be okay with, we can watch it when everyone else watches it, which is nice.
So, Dave, how old were you in 1999?
1990, what, sorry? 5?
1999.
1999, I was...
Sorry.
6.
You were 6, okay.
Yeah, I had to do the mental maths there. I'm like, I don't know.
I just remembered that I have the Playboy with Claudia Christian in it, which is apparently from 1999.
Cool.
Yeah, that's
cool.
Just weird.
That's
you were 6 at that point.
Jesus.
That is just weird. Wow. Oh my god, I have to watch this series again. It's so good. It's so
we will.
good.
We will soon. We can do a thing. we can watch it very shortly.
And then just annoy people at random Babylon 5 lore. Yeah, it's a good
Yeah,
call.
it's going to be great. It's good. So I for a while listened to one of those podcasts that rewatches it an episode at a time and talks about it. But yeah, I wouldn't want to do that. I don't think that'd be a good use of our time.
What a podcast about all the Babylon 5 episodes.
Well, yes. Yeah, so there's the most famous kind of one of this type. It's called the X-Files files. There's a guy called Kumail Nanjiani. He's an actor in like America. He's a very funny guy. But he made a show called the X-Files files, where he was one episode at a time watching the X-Files back and then getting someone on to talk about the episode. And various other places have done it. There's a great one, which everyone should listen to if they vaguely like Doctor Who, called On the Time Lash. It's a niche pun. There was an episode of Doctor Who called Time Lash, and what they do is they record in a pub, so they're on the lash, and they go back and rewatch all the new Doctor Who, and then pair it with old Doctor Who before it got relaunched. And sort of compare them and talk about them, and they're two great Scottish guys, so you should do that. But yeah, so there was a Babylon 5 one which I listened to, which it was just it kind of just highlighted the crappiness of Babylon 5 in certain areas of just like production values, and I was just like, nah, I'll stop doing this.
I think I would be up for that.
Oh really? Okay.
And I also have a name for the podcast.
Really?
Yep, I just steal it off Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
Call it Babylon 5 Babylon.
Okay.
You know, they have Hollywood Babylon.
I take it back. Let's do it. That's an amazing name.
I'd be up for that.
That's such a niche joke for someone who knows what Babylon 5 is and also what Hollywood Babylon is.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fucking bonkers.
And Kevin Smith wouldn't mind, I think.
Nah, he'd be fine with it.
He's a cool guy.
The last bit of feedback is from Christian Kloss. Kloss? How do you say
Kloss. Christian Kloss. He's
says,
apparently German, says his avatar.
Yes, he's wearing a German football team shirt and also has like the flag on his face.
Good man.
And he says, thanks for Schlemagnoir.
Shilmagogna, that's that song thing.
Yes,
thing.
when Shah was on, we said was like the best song
I
around.
actually put it in the show.
I know, right? It was so good. Yeah, love it. Bought it immediately. Created a Twitter account just for this tweet. Great show.
And joined May 2018, so it seems legit.
Yeah, that's cool. It's rad. I'm glad that we got someone to join Twitter with a metal song. That's probably the most Dave thing I've ever done.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty rad. Fab, we did it. We recorded a show in under 2 hours.
Now you just want to make me stretch it out for 8 more minutes.
Oh, and yeah, all these other things.
No, I think that's good. That's a very neatly packaged short show that people have at this point listened to.
We don't have a name, Fab. We've not named the podcast.
I think I know this occurred to me while I named that other project we're doing, and now I'll have to come up with a name for this, but it'll work. I'll work it out while I listen to it. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be something about Microsoft and GitHub or something.
Yeah, ShitHub.
Okay, it's done. Perfect. Love it. Great. We're good at this. ShitHub.
Even though that's literally the opposite of what I think, but fuck it, it's a good name.
It's good though. It's good branding.
As I prove, I'll do anything for a good name.
It's good link bait.
Yeah, it is. People were like, oh man, I bet Dave's got hot takes about GitHub. And he proceeds to be entirely reasonable about the entire situation.
This is great. Well, yes. Do the things. I'm too drunk.
Okay, so you can email us at gnr@sixgun.org. If you want to actually be read out, you can tweet us at Geek News Radio. That gets to both of us. You can tweet Fab individually. He is
at Fab Foxtrot Alpha Bravo Sierra Hotel.
I'm at Mega Slippers. If you want to tweet me some more router recommendations, that'd be great, but I'm pretty convinced I'll go for a Fritzbox. Join the Discord. Lots of people have been joining recently. It's been great. Join the Strava squad.
Foxtrot, Alpha Bravo, Sierra Hotel.
Also, there's YouTube where we post episodes, so you can sort of nonchalantly listen to them at work.
Yep.
Hack the planet. Hack the planet.
And look forward to the new show from Six Gun Productions, Babylon 5, Babylon. We'll have to do that now.
That sounds good. No, I knew you taught me into it now. It's
It'll be fun. We just need
how many
time to
episodes?
do it.
There's 5 seasons of Babylon.
Oh God.
Are we gonna do The Gathering, and also are we gonna do those like post series?
What's the oh yeah we have to start with The Gathering, definitely.
Otherwise it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, that's the legit first episode.
But there were those weren't there some bonus things after it, which I don't know if they were good. Spin-offs.
So there's I need a calculator now. There's 4 times 22 episodes.
I predict 18
plus 1 plus 22.
2 plus 4 films.
So that's
Jesus.
111 episodes.
Wow, that's
plus,
us sorted for like a long
plus
time.
4 films plus the spin-off thing. Yeah. Well, that's a while. Well, we can just do it like whenever we feel like it.
Yeah, if we ever don't know what to do an episode on, we do a...
Well, I would make it a single podcast, but we could just do it like, I mean, it needs some preparation because we need to both watch...
Yeah, like we need to watch the same episodes.
The episodes beforehand, I guess. But I guess we can work that out.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. It's like they're like 45 minutes. It's not too bad.
Yeah, that means I need to create another sub-site on the... and I still haven't cleaned the other shit up.
But at least you vaguely got the framework for it, right?
Yeah, I got the framework, and I love this show so much, so I really want to do it.